Blood Myth, a historical account of the 1967 Daoxian Cultural Revolution Massacre by Tan He-cheng. Chapter 8. The Massacre in Shouyan District. Shouyan District, also known as the 11th District, was the first area in Daoxian County to begin killing during the Cultural Revolution. However, it was not where the highest number of deaths occurred. According to the official investigation, the district saw the death of 535 people, of whom 97 took their own lives. The execution methods were varied. 241 were shot, 155 were hacked to death with knives, 13 were drowned, 7 were blown up, 6 were buried alive, 15 were beaten to death, 1 was strangled, and 97 died by other means. 12 families were completely wiped out. Among the district's 3 communes and 1 township, Tangjia commune was the deadliest. The killings there were driven by local officials such as Deputy Secretary Zhou Yunlong, Vice Commune Chief Wen Fuxiang, Public Security Officer Xie Lingtong, and Accountant He Xuanan, figures who would orchestrate the bloodshed. Zhou Yunlong was one of the first people in Daoxian County to explicitly order killings. On August 11, 1967, he convened a meeting at the Tangjia Commune schoolyard, where he ordered local cadre Feng Liping to target the so-called class enemies in Zhuzifu village. The counter-revolutionaries in Zhuzifu are running wild. Go back and mobilize the people. Beat them. But be careful not to kill them right away. It's best if they suffer a slow death. The same day, in another part of Shouyan district, Chen Zhixi was sitting his own secret order to have Zhu Ming killed. Was this a coincidence, or was the same directive being quietly passed down throughout the country? But Zhou's command was vague and difficult to execute. He hadn't given specific names, and he had left too much room for interpretation. The local cadres hesitated, uncertain about how much violence was enough. In contrast, in Xiaba village, where Zhu Ming was executed, there had been no such confusion. The order was clear: kill, and so the first blood was spilled in Xiaba, not Zhuzifu. The sudden surge in killing. Although Tangjia commune eventually became the deadliest commune in Shouyan district, its first wave of killings was remarkably slow between August 17th and 26th. While executions were happening all over Daoxian, Tangjia commune had only killed 19 people. Then suddenly, after August 28th, the number skyrocketed. Over the next 5 days, more than 100 people were murdered. Why? The answer lay in the meeting that took place between August 26th and 28th in Yingjiang, where the country's red union leaders and local security officials convened. The meeting hardened their resolve and clarified their instructions. Before this meeting, local officials like Zhou Yunlong, Wen Fuxiang, and Xie Lingtong had been encouraging killings, but their tone was still hesitant, uncertain. But the meeting, however, they spoke with absolute clarity and urgency. On August 28th, fresh from Yingjiang, Zhou called a five-heads meeting in Tangjiang Commune. These meetings, attended by commune and village leaders, had two purposes. First, to mobilize people for class struggle, essentially to incite killings. Second, to discuss agricultural production tasks, under the slogan "Grassroots Revolution, Promote Production." So no longer minced words. This time he was clear. Go back to your villages and investigate. Find two bad elements and kill them. His subordinate, He Xuan, publicly shamed the villages that hadn't killed enough people, praising those that had been more active. Now is the time for you to prove yourselves, he told the village heads. If you hesitate, you are betraying the revolution. Finally, Public Security Officer Xie Lintong gave detailed logistical instructions on how to carry out the executions. The worst among them, you kill them. If any of the landlords and rich peasants try to escape, chase them into the mountains and kill them on the spot. Do not bother bringing them back, but do not do it at Victory Bridge. Too many people pass by there. There is too much blood. It looks bad. If you are going to kill, do it in the mountains, and set up guards to make sure no one interferes. After this, the killings exploded across Tangjiang Commune. The Butcher of Tangjia. The worst atrocities in Tangjia took place in Tangjia village itself, where 50 people were murdered. This made it the fourth deadliest village in the county. Among the killers was Lei Kanggu, a man who boasted that he had personally decapitated 36 people with a machete. This would have made him the top executioner in all of Daoxian County. However, when the post-massacre investigation team reviewed the records, they found that Lei had exaggerated his kill count. He had only executed 18 people. Why would someone inflate their murder record? Because there was money to be made. In Daoxian, killers were rewarded. They received cash payments, handling fees, or sometimes grain rations and labor credits. The standard rate was 2 to 5 yuan per person, though some wealthy villages paid more. Tangjia village offered 5 yuan per kill. If Lei Kanggu had truly killed 36 people, he would have earned 180 yuan, more money than a farmer could make in a year. Murder for marriage. One of the many victims in Tangjia was Hu Xiangxian, a 23-year-old class enemy who had done nothing except work hard and keep to himself. Originally, the local village officials had decided to spare him. He's honest. Let's not kill him, one said. But then a poor farmer named Xiong Tiangou spoke up. No, he must die. Why? Because Xiong wanted his wife. Hu Xiangxian's wife was beautiful and hard-working. She is a candle woman who works hard during the day and serves a man at night, one of the village officials remarked. So they killed Hu Xiangxian, but before Xiong could claim his wife, two other poor farmers objected. They wanted her too. A bitter argument broke out. You cowards hid in the mountains when we were killing the landlords, but now you want the reward? Xiong shouted. The dispute became so heated that in frustration, Shouyan killed the woman too. Better that no one has her than we fight over her, he said. The special cases of Daoxian, the massacre in Shouyan district, was only one part of the larger slaughter in Daoxian. Investigators later compiled a list of the most extreme atrocities across the county. They included mass public executions in Longjiang Bridge and Qiaotou Market, a local militia officer personally supervising executions, a commune leader killed random travelers, 6 teachers were killed in Zhanjiaquan elementary school. Militias used dynamite to execute 11 prisoners. Villagers torturing entire families to death. One particularly horrific case took place in Shoufu village, where a man was forced to kill his own father. The victim, He Mingde, was a poor farmer who had a history of minor crimes. He had stolen grain, disobeyed local officials, and was disliked by village leaders. He wasn't technically a class enemy, but he was labeled a bad element. The night before his execution, local officials called his 2 sons, He Changbo and He Yigong, and gave them a choice. Tomorrow we will kill your father. Will you prove your loyalty to the revolution and do it yourselves? If not, we will kill all 3 of you. One son, terrified, could barely speak. The other, He Yigong, immediately declared, I will kill him. I will prove my loyalty. The next day, he personally executed his father.